Hi. This video is to demonstrate how I changed my lenses on my Canon 5D Mark II and why I do it that particular way. First of all, when you're in the field taking pictures, it's rare that one lens does it all. I mean, I have a favorite walk-around lens for the 5D. It's this 24-105 or the 24-70, which is on my camera most of the time. But some of the times I want a little bit longer reach, or I think that's mainly the reason, or a little bit more compressing the subject with the background. And so for something like that, I like this Canon 70-200 2.8. Now the problem is you need to be able to switch in the field, and there almost is never a place to set your lenses down that is convenient. So you have to do it while you're standing. And the other issue is that you don't want to get dust on the sensor. On the mirror would be okay, but eventually it might find its way to the sensor, and it just annoys the heck out of me if I get dust on my mirror. The second thing is you don't want to get dust inside your lens, because especially on the sensor, there's been situations where I've had kind of an action-packed photo shoot where I've been very excited about what I'm doing, or the things I'm taking pictures of, and I will forget or not have the time to take a look and inspect the pictures, which is something I should be doing, because there have been times when I've gotten back and a big glob of something is on the sensor, and it has literally ruined a whole, 400 or 500 image shoot that I was doing. I mean, many times you can get a little speck and you can clean it up with Photoshop, whatever photo processing software you have. But this one was just too much in the wrong area, and too big and too hairy. So I don't like dust. Most photographers don't. So how do you do that? How do you switch stuff without exposing your sensor in the camera and your lenses? Now, if you go on the internet, you'll see a guy who can switch lenses on a camera in less than 5 seconds, guaranteeing no dust. And another guy who does it in something like 7 seconds. And what they have is they actually have lenses smaller than this. This is my 100mm. And they're both about this size or a little bit larger, and they do not have lens hoods on them. And he has some fancy deal where he holds two at the same time while cradling the camera. And the problem with that is it may work on small lenses, but when you progress in this hobby after a while, pretty soon you're buying lenses that cost over $1,000. And so you may have at least a couple $1,000s in your hand. The second issue is he didn't have any hoods on, which make them a little bit more cumbersome, is that this is a really good walk-around lens by itself. And you're not going to want to hold this with another lens in one hand. You're not going to rely on having a couple fingers, or maybe 3 fingers, hold that in place. I mean, it's just, I'm a wuss. Just doing this makes my wrist kind of tired. So what I do is something that probably takes more than like 10 to 15 seconds. And I'm going to do it kind of slow here and talk about it, but so I'll be out taking pictures and having a good old time, and then all of a sudden I'll think, it'd be really great if I could get a wider angle shot than the 70mm can get me. So what I do is it's time to switch lenses. I leave the camera on, so it preserves my settings. I usually take one shot, all my metering stuff, and the rapid burst of frames, and I also bracket my my exposures on aperture priority. I like to keep those. I mean, I'll fiddle them and move them around, but most of the time I like to keep that. I just want to switch the lens sometimes. So the first thing I do is I reverse the hood to get it out of the way so it can be stored in the bag. I cap the lens, and usually I just do that to get rid of any excess dust. Really scientific way of doing it. I set that down to the side with my RS strap. I love these. I'll talk about a little bit more. These are the straps where you can just come up, take your picture, come back down, walk around. Very comfortable. This is a fairly heavy setup right now for a walk out around handheld kind of shooting, but I'm really not feeling it up here, so I love this thing. I also keep an extra battery and a CF card up here. Carrying my other lens, or sometimes filters. Sometimes I can fit in a switch, a remote switch, although then I usually go to the larger bag. This is a Crumpler $3 million bag, and it's good for carrying like one additional lens for the kind of lenses I use. And then I got a $6 million bag that can usually carry a couple of them and a more extensive set of filters like Coke filters, and I've even set it up so that you can strap on a small portable tripod. So anyhow, getting on to the lens switching. So I'll take the flap off. I make sure these bags stay pretty clean. I shake them out kind of regularly. And I loosen the cap on this, but I leave it on, okay? I come up here and I go ahead and I take this off and I lay it down here on my pants. Now this won't work if you're out in a dust storm or desert, or maybe even a beach if you've been crawling around the beach. Your pants have to be clean for this to work, but right now I think that's fairly well protected. And then I'll come around here and then relatively quickly I'll grab this off of here. So now this is exposed but kind of protected by my pants. And this one is exposed as well, but that dust is going to have to take kind of a circuitous path. It's kind of protected by the wind because it's sitting inside the bag. And I'll just switch the lens. Come over here, lift it up, line up the red dots. Cap in the pocket. Put the hood back on. I do this to protect the lens and also for sun glare from the side. And my trusty rocket blower mouth. And then I'm off and I can take pictures. And I can go back. Well, here, let me see if I can show you how, if I'm not talking, how quickly this takes. Someone time this. So, and I think everything stays well protected. And the other important thing is, as I said before, I'm not dangling one camera out here and two lenses in this hand. Everything's on a strap or in a bag, or I've got one hand on one lens. So I think it's just, it protects everything better, and you can handle the big lenses, and you don't really sacrifice that much time in switching. What I'd be curious to know is if any of you look at this and go, oh God, he has it all wrong. If he does this way or this way, he can cut that time in half, still handle the big lenses, still have everything secure. I'd love to be able to hear that. So, thanks for watching.